Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.
Episode 11.
All right, so we're on episode 11.
Yeah.
Our second double-digit episode
Oh,
of the Dingus and Dongus debacle.
I can't believe it's been almost a year.
Yeah.
That's
We actually stuck with something for almost a whole year.
right.
That's impressive.
So this week we're doing Buzzkill by Donny Cates for the comic.
Out on Image Comics back in 2017, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Shaw and Lauren Affey did art.
Mm-hmm. And it's a really short book. I think it's like 3-4 issues.
4 issues, yeah.
Yeah. And it's about a superhero whose superpowers come from getting wasted.
Yeah, intoxicants, right?
Yeah,
Drugs.
Drugs,
Cigarettes,
alcohol,
nicotine.
Yeah. And depending on what it is, he gets different powers.
Which is a really cool idea.
Yeah.
The first issue I thought was like the quintessential first issue of a comic book
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of laid out the story decently well of what to expect.
Right.
And then it had 2 pretty good cliffhangers that leave you going, what the fuck? I need to read the next one.
Right.
With the robot AA meeting guy head.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
ooh, what's this going to turn into? Awesome. And then all these supervillains saying like, you done fucked up, dog.
Yeah.
The problem is, on the second issue, they just like nipped everything in the bud right then and there, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, my suspense and like curiosity is gone now. You didn't give a really good explanation, or not necessarily explanation, but lead up or build up to explain these things.
Right.
So like it could have been more in depth and interesting and drawn out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I assume they couldn't because it was probably a contracted little trade
Yeah.
situation. So
And part of it is that the story wasn't so much about these superheroes versus supervillains.
right,
really.
no, not at all.
It's about this guy dealing with his addiction. And
and the fallout that comes from being an addict.
yeah.
Really.
And it's an interesting take because he's able to do what he's able to do only through being an addict,
Right.
which is like a really weird trade-off.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just funny to me.
It's like the only way he can protect the people he cares about is through complete self-destruction.
Yep.
Which is exactly what happens at the end. He says, fuck it. Like, the only way I can save this woman I care about is by essentially giving up my entire life.
And abandoning her.
Yeah.
And then also, giving up my entire life.
Yeah.
And also, that's how he gets out of relationship with his father.
Yeah. It's, I've got, like, I really enjoyed the story, personally, but I guess I'm having a hard time interpreting what it all, like, boils down to. Like, I feel like at the end, it's saying early on in your recovery from addiction, there are a lot of toxic situations that could that is very harmful for your recovery, which I think that's shown through his interaction with the ex. That seems like a little early on for him to kind of try to tackle that, and his toxic relationship with his father,
Right.
which leads him to start drinking again, just so he has a superpower to overcome that toxic relationship. It's basically him falling back on what he's always used instead of trying to figure out a better method.
A new solution.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a quote-unquote healthy solution.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't try to read too much into it because I felt it explained perfectly well what it was trying to explain and the downfalls and pitfalls of having an addiction problem. Like, you literally give up your life to this addiction.
Right.
And he did.
Yeah, you did.
End of story. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel the need to try and read into it further.
Yeah.
He had a choice. It was interesting because he had a choice. Like, I could continue going to these AA meetings and not have an addiction or you'll always have the addiction, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Or just get on the wagon and save the world. So it's like what is that test called from Star Trek? Where it's two bad situations. Fibonacci?
No.
Nope.
It's, who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody knows.
The point is, he would not be a Starfleet captain, I don't think.
No, he wouldn't.
The first issue, going back to it, also had a great cover because it set the pace. He's in his superhero garb rather than street clothes, and he's hunched over a building high up, like you'd see, we'll say, a Batman or a Daredevil or whatever, looking down on the city.
Right.
And he has a bottle of booze and a cigarette, and then a neon sign behind him saying liquor. So you kind of know what to expect right off the bat to a degree.
Right.
It's like, okay, this is going to be fun. And then, like I said, first issue was great. Second issue wrapped it up too soon.
I think one of my favorite characters is the Doctor Strange.
Right.
That dude's fucking awesome.
He's comedic relief.
Yeah.
And it's obviously that, but it was done super well.
Yeah.
And he casts his spells with finger guns.
Yep.
We had talked about another comic with finger guns not too long ago. And I guess
pew, pew.
Yeah, I just like finger guns. I forget his name already.
Yeah, I don't really recall a lot of characters' names other than Ruben.
Well,
who's actually named Francis.
And then Panther Dactyl.
Oh, yeah, Panther.
Which is a panther head.
Pterodactyl.
And a pterodactyl. Yeah. Which is a great character. I don't know why they omitted the H, though. Why is it Panterdactyl instead of Pantherdactyl?
I don't know. It's not Panther, it's Panterodactyl.
Oh!
Panterodactyl.
Yes. Oh, no. Oh, no. So is that what, like, all these bands are that worship Pantera? They're just Panterodactyls?
Yes. Oh, God. I remember there's a little funny moment up in their quote unquote Justice League watchtower where it was a close up to a Panterodactyl and he's like, you know what? Cut this. This is stupid because I don't remember any of it. I just know that there's something funny that Panterodactyl said about this is how he just looks out all the time.
Well, no, he's like, but my name actually is Panterodactyl.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because Francis, like, whatever his name was going around calling Daniel by his name instead of code name, and that guy's like, dude, code names. And then Panterodactyl's like, but my name is Panterodactyl.
Which makes you wonder, like, what's the backstory behind that?
I want to know.
Yeah, it's come on, Donny Cates, give me a Panterodactyl comic.
We should ask him. I'm going to ask him and probably not get a reply, and I'm okay with that, because at least it's out in the world.
Right. Dudes, I started reading Donny Cates' comic a year or two ago when I heard about this one book called God Country, which I think we should read eventually, or talk about eventually.
Yeah.
But that dude's fucking solid.
Yeah.
He's written so many good stuff. And he's now at Marvel, and he's done great stuff with Thanos. He came up with Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite Marvel books in a really long time.
How long is it? Is it an ongoing?
No, it's I think there's 3 just kind of individual little stories.
Well, fuck it. Okay.
Yeah.
In the future, maybe we'll do it.
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Great stuff with Venom, and I think he's been leading the Black King events. He's really good at these big cosmic stories, and yeah, I'm really excited about his work. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, totally check out Donny Cates.
Okay. The album we went with this year came out this time, and it didn't come out this year. It came out last year. The album we went with this time is Eternal Champions Ravening Iron.
Mm-hmm.
Ravening? Ravening. like ravenous. Yeah.
I would say ravening.
Okay, that's my assumption
Yeah.
too. As far as I know, they put it out themselves, and again, it was in 2020, and they're a band out of Texas that play quote unquote epic heavy metal.
And that is exactly what it is.
It's triumphant.
Yep, makes me want to play D&D.
Yep. The whole album sounds like 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
And I really kind of lose focus after a couple songs, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's good, but it's like, okay, I'm done.
It does kind of tend to blend together. Like, a lot of the songs do sound about the same.
Yeah.
They're good songs.
I agree, yes.
And great riffs. The riffs are amazing on that album, in my opinion.
The opening track reminded me of a lot of, some Dream Evil songs where it has that, I don't know how to describe it, but basically a slow marching drum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And mid-paced, heavy metal. And yeah, it does remind me a lot of Dream Evil, but maybe a little darker.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like you wait for the certain drum beat to hit, and that's when you like raise your fist and yell,
Right.
yeah, with them while they're playing and go. So that
Anthemic.
Yes. Sure. I don't know how else to describe it. Listen to the first track, and you'll know what I'm talking
Right.
about.
Now, there's one particular song, the title track. Part of the chorus is
Yes.
thousands
Yep.
of swords. You can't take them from me.
You can't take them. I was going to bring that up too, and I'm so glad you did. As soon as you said there's lyric or this part of the song, I was like, I was about to say you're going to say what I. Yeah.
And that immediate, that's the only part I really paid attention. That those lyrics that really stood out to me is thousands of swords, you can't take them from me.
Yep.
And in my head, I just imagined this medieval version of a Second Amendment fanatic. He's just got all these swords, and he's afraid somebody's gonna come and take his swords away from him.
Yeah, that definitely over my dead body. Cold
Hell
steel,
yeah.
cold steel from my cold hands.
He's just got a little barn. It's just the walls are filled with swords. There's swords scattered on the ground. And he's out in the town square with little pamphlets he hand wrote.
Didn't even write them because I'm assuming he doesn't know what the written language is.
Right.
So he just has little pictographs.
Right, of swords and people, and then X's on the people.
Yes. Yes.
It was and talking about rights when there were no rights at all.
Yeah. So what do you mean? What are rights?
Yeah.
Right? What do you mean don't tread on me? What does that mean? Let me get some of those swords, and he just smacks their hand. It's like
bare arms? Are you talking about bare arms?
So these are my swords. You can't take them from me. All right, John. No one's trying to.
Yeah, seriously. You can have your swords. It's okay. We don't want them. They kind of suck anyways.
Half of them are rusted because you got 1,000.
Right. I mean, you can't even take care of them.
Get it together.
Right.
You have a failing marriage.
Uh-huh.
Your little yurt or whatever.
Right. You can't even
cottage.
feed your family because you're constantly buying new swords.
Yep. But yeah, that stuck out, and then the first track with its drum beat stuck out, and then everything else kind of had awesome riffs but blended together for me, honestly.
It blended together so much that I was listening to it through YouTube, and then moved on to a prior album, and I didn't notice.
You just this is a long album.
Yeah, it was it's still going, huh? I thought it was 30 minutes or something, but no, it just keeps going. It keeps going. It's okay. I mean, I can keep listening to it,
right?
No problem.
Yeah, I appreciated the album art too.
Yeah,
it's very fantasy, Franzetta-ish.
Yeah, right.
And I enjoyed it. And there's boobs.
Yeah.
Like, everyone likes boobs.
Hell yeah. And the dude has a sword.
Yep.
And nobody's there to take it.
No. Nope. It's good stuff. I would like to see them live.
Yeah.
I think they would be a fantastic show. Like, have like 2 whiskey gingers and just enjoy the hell out of the show. That'd be a good show.
Where are they from?
Texas.
Texas? Oh, man.
I mean, it's...
So that's why thousands of... Holy shit.
Yep.
It makes perfect sense.
Oh, man. Yep.
Let's just hope they were just actually... The song's about one of their neighbors.
Yes,
Yeah.
and not them. They're like, man, these people...
Yeah, this is silly.
I'm going to write a song about it.
I don't know. That's about it for me for this album.
I don't really have great riffs, and it's literally epic heavy metal.
Yeah.
Spot on. And if you like anything remotely fantasy-based, listen to it, because it'll do what you need.
Right.
And then also listen for 1,000 Swords song.
Yeah. Second track, I know that. The second track is the title track. 1,000 Swords, you can't take them from me.
At all.
No.
Dingus and Dongus.
Debacle.